Hey guys, Sam Burner here. Today I have a kind of semi-tutorial on how to average sub-20 one-handed. So in this video I'm going to include parts, like sections on hardware, turning, choices you should make like during inspection or while you're solving, app algorithms, and anything else. Maybe it's just some random fluff about keep practicing and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, enjoy the video. Okay guys, so this section is going to be about hardware, and there are two types of cubes that I would recommend. One being the Zanchi, or any sort of stable Dian cube, maybe like a Guhong. I recommend a 55mm Zanchi for people who have hands about this size, maybe 6 inches across, this way, something like that, as it is very good for controlling just in one hand. A 57 I find can be a little too large, because remember that's 2mm, but it's 2mm on each side, so it's large quite a bit. I would also suggest 50mm for smaller hands. I wouldn't really suggest 42mm. The other cube, or cubes brand, is Moyu. Some Moyu cubes. This is an Along V2. Regular size, so I probably wouldn't like it as much as maybe a 55 or 54.5, whatever it is, I don't even know, millimeter cube. But Moyu is also very good. Obviously Felix uses Moyu. I know Chris Olsen does. I don't know anyone else. Moyu has proven to be very good for one-handed as well as Dian, and we've seen Dian from Antoine. Who else? I'm not sure what, can't even pronounce the name, the Polish guy who held the world record before Felix. I don't want to try and pronounce it, because I might get it wrong, but yeah, both of these have proven to be very good, so I suggest either a 55 or 50mm Zanchi, or some sort of Moyu cube, a Weilong or an Along, probably an Along. I suggest an Along. V1 or V2 doesn't matter. And as far as if I'm talking about hardware, I might as well talk about stickers. These are Fulbrights, half-brights, sorry. Typical half-brights. These are just regular stickers. I'm not going to talk about this. But I would suggest picking a scheme that you like and you can easily recognize. So if I'm going for PLL, you know, it's how fast you can recognize it. Maybe not performing, but executing. So yeah, that's about hardware. I definitely recommend a 55 or 50mm size and some bright, vibrant shades. Okay, as far as turning goes, you want to be doing kind of accurate moves most of the time. You don't want to rely on corner cutting too much, because it's harder. When you're only using one hand, you have half the amount of force you would normally have when you're really gripping the cube. Because in one-handed, you're really only pushing with the tips of your fingers, even if you do this, it's just the tip of your finger. So whether you're right-handed or left-handed for one-handed, you always want to hold this 2 by 2 by 3 block right here, with your thumb on this side, kind of covering this corner cutting hole thing here, and your middle and ring kind of where the thumb would be if the thumb was here. So like this. And you want to use your pinky to push this outer face. Again, it depends on which way you're holding it. Like this. You want to reach back and push. 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 If you want to bring that layer down, you bring it over this way and pull. 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 You want to push with your index finger like this. You kind of have to reach around a little bit. You might even have to bring this finger up. That's just me, because it's hard for me to get these fingers apart or bring this finger somewhere and keep this finger here. So you might even have to lift up this finger, but I mean, I don't have to do too much. It's not like this. It's kind of just a little bit, like maybe an inch from where it was before. I'll attempt some left-handed, even though I don't use my left hand. Yeah, this is why I don't use my left hand. Push, 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 push. Pull, 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 pull. So, you want to be able to not do it fast per se, but smoothly. If you can follow up with moves, not like as if you can do it slow and smooth, that can definitely get you sub 20. Rigid kind of won't be much of a help in the long run. You want to start off slow and work your way up. It's okay to have a little pause here and there, and sometimes the cube just locks up. That's natural. So yeah, that's turning. For outer and upper, if you have to do like a D, you can either shift, so it's kind of a 45-degree angle, and do that or that. So if I'm here, like that, you want to grab this part instead of this part. And obviously for cube rotations, you just kind of push right there. It's hard for me to get that angle. So if I'm doing, let's say, I don't know, an R-perm, so if I'm here, I want to just flick it like that. Like that. So that's turning. Push and pull is really what you need for sub 20. I wouldn't recommend any of this. It's not that fast to have to waste time to bring this finger around. So yeah, that's turning. So this section is going to be about choices you want to make before and while solving. So for this, I'm going to give my Xanthi a scramble. I'm sorry if you can't tell the difference between the white and the yellow. This is the yellow. This is the white. Yeah, it's a little dark. Sorry, light, so it's kind of hard to tell. Sorry. Well, you can tell by the colors as well, so obviously this is yellow. But, so when you're planning your cross, or X cross, that's something I would suggest maybe if you can X cross, like this looks pretty good, is pick a side where you can solve the most pieces. Or maybe an angle. So I know right here I could use only D's, U's, and L's to solve most of the cross. Like that. That's half the cross already. So, and I wouldn't do it like this again because that's R's and L's, and that would be kind of awkward to hold it like this. So holding it like this, and then perhaps because I don't want to use F's, I could do this. Cube rotations are fine in one-handed. Don't worry about them. And then do that. And then that is, pretty good right there because it's better than having cube rotate into a D. And just do that. Now obviously if you see a pair like this, don't try and go like this and use R's and use your normal intuitive algorithm. Be able to adapt to just doing it at a different angle. That is something you definitely want to consider while doing a solve. And choices you want to make while doing a solve is, what angle should I do it at? You know, is it easier to, screwed up and look through the monitor thing. I don't know, monitor, the, viewfinder, whatever it is. And again, so normally I would do this, like this. But instead, I cube rotate. Try to look ahead a little bit, just a little bit, like here, you can see that these will connect. This isn't going anywhere. When I move this over, it's going to either become a dot or a P, like that. And again, angles. So that's kind of before and during solve choices you want to make. It's all about moves. What angle do you want to perform the moves at to make it flow nicely? Because again, one-handed is about flowing as well. You want to be able to make the solve flow and not have too many pauses or kind of rigid moves. Like, as far as sub-20 goes, I am pretty much sub-20, so I'm not in doubt, but I trust that I can make a helpful video. I have trust in myself. I have faith. So yeah, inspection, just set it up at an angle that's easiest, and you're using this, or these moves, or if you're left-handed, this move, and this move. And don't overcomplicate it. Make it simple. It's okay if it's not the most advanced cross ever, and you have like a triple X cross thing. It doesn't matter. Just what's easiest will actually turn out being probably the best. Don't go out of your way to do something hard, unless you really want to. But yeah, my recommendation for sub-20, as far as making choices goes, is during inspection, look for an angle that's nice where you can solve most of the cross pieces, and that's easy to finger trick. Again, these moves, and then during solving, don't be afraid to adapt during a solve, like right there, like you see. I'm just gonna keep rotating. That's okay. I do that all the time, and I'm still sub-20, so. Although, frankly, I would turn it this way and just do that. But adapting, making the choice of adapting to your solves is huge. So those are choices you want to make before and during solves. Okay, so this next section is about algs or algorithms or whatever you want to say. I wouldn't go out of your way to learn every single one-handed algorithm. I would recommend learning some COLL, so I'm talking about stuff like something like this. I have to work on the flow of that, but maybe a few COLLs would be nice. These headlights are really easy because there are only 4 cases. I'm talking about these headlights. I forget what they're called, but there are only 4 cases, so those would be easy to learn. And then these ones are actually pretty easy to recognize as well. I have to work on the flow of that a little bit, but that's okay. Not everyone's perfect. That's another thing. Don't be afraid about perfection. Just try your best, and that'll get you to sub-20. Anyway, but as far as maybe PLL algorithms go, only learn the ones that really bother you. Like, for example, I hated this Y perm, doing it, like from this angle and having to. I don't like doing F, so I do that, and it was kind of annoying. So I did that. Or this V perm was super annoying. I actually suggest learning this alg, unless you actually like doing the that alg or some other variation. There's some where you perform it from this angle, but I wouldn't learn an algorithm unless you absolutely hate the one you're currently using for one-handed, like maybe an R perm. Like, since I'm right-handed, I don't usually do R moves, so I have to cube rotate, and that's really weird. So I use this alg. So just to wrap up this section, it wasn't going to be very long. It isn't very long, so only use algs. Only learn a new algorithm when you think the alg you're using now isn't good enough. Or not good enough, but you hate it. It takes too long to perform. Like, I wouldn't suggest these U perms, the MU perms, with the M slices. For one-handed, I would learn just the R and U ones. But if you learn algs that are useful for you, it'll make you faster, getting you to sub-20. So that's kind of my say on alg choices for one-handed. Okay, so in this section, I'm actually going to, I'm going to do an example solve, basically, and talk about some stuff during the solve. Okay, so white's here. And I can solve most of my cross like this, right at this angle here, because I have this which I can insert easily, like that. That's not a painful move to do. And just this piece, and this piece. So, if I bring this orange in first, push it over, bring this green up, bring this cube rotate back, D2. And that solves the cross basically right there. This pair I find the easiest to do. I separate out and insert, and then I can do this and just go right into that, and it brings this pair out, which was in a bad position before, so that's nice. Do that, and I saw this pair, so I go right into that, and see how I stay at this angle. I don't cube rotate like you know, I'm not all over the place. These two, I can see that at least two edges will be oriented. I have this case. Now, I don't think I have OLLCP, and I probably could learn a better alg for this, but only if I want to. Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to get OLLCP, so I push it with this D with my ring finger, and then D prime like that. So yeah, it's just finger tricks that I use, and it's different for everyone, you know. So that is my suggestion for a sub-20 solve. I'll actually put a sub-20 solve after this video so you can see all those put into effect. And now maybe I'll just say something random about practicing. Practice is good. Make sure you practice, not too much, not too little. And practice is the other half of this. This video, everything I mentioned was just half of what you really need as far as turning, hardware, and choices go, algorithms, all that. That's half of the kind of journey. The other half is practice. Practice those techniques, and they will become part of muscle memory. So yeah, thanks for watching this. I hope it helped. Leave a like button if you liked it, and not leave a like button. Click that like button if you liked it, and still click it even if you didn't like it, because it helps me out. So, and make sure you click that subscribe button, because then it turns gray, and that's really cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, and here is a sub-20 solve. $18.74